Today on the Tiger Lacrosse Report, we'll review the Tigers' win over the University of Delaware. Get ready, fans. The Tiger Lacrosse Report starts now.
For an athlete, there's nothing scarier than a torn ACL.
Athletes trust us with their care and their careers because we're a recognized leader in sports medicine.
Get back to your active life sooner with MedStar Sports Medicine.
Wise Market's ice cream plant is based in Sunbury, Pennsylvania, and is locally owned and operated. We've been making our ice cream for nearly 50 years. We create roughly 70 flavors of ice cream right now. We use local ingredients, especially our cream, which is from our milk plant. The cream is what gives our ice cream a rich and creamy texture. Now, together with our customers, we've created a product called Peanut Butter Indulgence, which will be coming out this summer. It's a peanut butter ice cream with sea salt caramel swirl, chocolate-covered pretzel. How can you go wrong with that? Personally, I love our ice cream. If you come to our house at any given time, you'll find at least 5 packets of ice cream in our freezer. Our kids grew up eating Wise quality ice cream, and now we get to treat our grandchildren to it. It's been a pleasure for me to be tasting ice cream for over 40 years for Wise Markets, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Tiger Lacrosse Report. I'm your host, Spiro Morekas. The Tigers made the quick trip this past week to the University of Delaware to take on the Blue Hens and came away with a 10-6 victory. Let's take a look at the highlights. Captain Brian Bolwicki had 2 goals and 2 assists as the Tigers improved to 7-3 overall and 3-0 in conference play. The Tigers are now ranked 15th in the nation and are the only undefeated team left in the CAA. As always, I'm joined by the head coach of the Tigers, Shawn Nadelen. And Coach, tough environment to start that ball game for you guys because Delaware had just honored their head coach, Schillinglaw, who was leaving after 39 years, final home game. They came out, they scored an immediate goal. Did you think, we saw this same story last year against the Blue Hens where they came out quickly?
Yeah, a little bit. Once they, the way our first possession went, we turned it over, they came down, spun it a little bit, and then that first shot, he put everything he had behind it, ricochets off our goalie's helmet and goes in. A little bit of that similar feeling to last year. We knew they were going to come out fired up, great emotion. They typically do, but obviously they were playing with a lot more, in them, being that it was Coach Shills' last game. 0-2 in the conference, really desperate for a win. And they did that. They came out and they played, I thought really good lacrosse, really strong lacrosse in that first quarter especially.
The game went back and forth. They would score, you would score. They would score, you would score. But then in the second half, you guys were able to go on a run to take control of the game. What was the difference in the second half compared to the first?
Well, the first quarter, we weren't really ourselves, specifically offensively. We were a little out of sorts, and credit to Delaware, they were flying around. They were really putting good pressure on the ball. They were sliding quickly, forcing us to move the ball, move our feet to move the ball. We got a little careless with the way we were handling it at times. So again, a big credit to Delaware in regards to that. We didn't handle it great. So I think we settled down more so in the second quarter. We were able to stretch that 2-goal lead, make it a 5-3 game at halftime. Second half, we came out, we had decent possessions, weren't able to crack the goalie. In that third quarter, they came in, they tied it up. But it was great in between quarters, between third and fourth quarter. Our guys, felt very confident and comfortable in the huddles and just like, hey, we knew this was going to be where it is. This is CAA play, Towson, Delaware. Let's get out there, get after it. Big thing for us in that fourth quarter was we maintained possession pretty much all quarter with 5 of 7 face-offs, and we were canning our shots. Those guys came out, our guys came out firing. Got to their goalie and really just put them on their heels early and got a quick, I think, 3 goals within maybe the first 5 minutes.
The thing that you've got to like is that your offense now, you're getting more guys involved. Brian Bolwicki this past week, last week Dylan Kinnear. Ryan Drenner was pretty quiet in the Delaware game until late when he came up with an assist and a goal, but that's got to make you happy that these other guys are now involved.
It does. Ryan, I joked with him after the game. I was like, hey, Ryan, great second, third, and fourth quarter. Because his first quarter, he wasn't really Ryan Drenner out there. But again, it happens to the best of players. But it is, comforting to know that out of those 10 goals that we had at Delaware, 7 different goal scorers. No more than, a guy had no more than 2 goals. And of those 10 goals, I think 6 were assisted. So we're sharing the ball, we're moving it, we capitalize on opportunities. Many different guys are getting opportunities, and we were able to get it past a really big goalie in cage. That was exciting to see, especially being tied up going into the fourth quarter and really coming out on fire in that fourth quarter.
And then on the defensive end, Delaware, a team that was averaging just about double-digit goals per game, you shut them down. They had 5. They scored a late one to make it 6, but Matt Hoy played really well. Your defense really, really did a great job on their offense. And Tyler Mays just continues to just dominate everyone. Another 3 caused turnovers in this ball game. He's 3rd in the country in that category. You had to be real pleased with the way your defense was.
Yeah, Tyler was, again, terrific all game, but more so in that fourth quarter when they'd get the ball transitioning over the midline. He'd get to the D-midi, whoever was carrying it, or the pole, and got a couple of key turnovers there, and that just pushes momentum back into our favor. It really, stabs a knife into your opponent when they're trying to make a comeback. And Tyler's been big for us all year, which has been great. Matt played really well in cage. I thought he gave us great energy there. A couple nice plays out of the cage, key saves at times. Defensively, I thought we were pretty in sync with what we were doing out there, which was exciting. But I think that the biggest piece was Delaware is great in transition. So when they make a stop on defense, they are up and out. Their goalie is probably the best clearing goalie that I've seen this year, and he's only a freshman. Helps that you're 6'6". It's like, having Joe Flacco out there, throwing over top of the defense. But they get out quick and they push transition. That's where they generate a lot of their opportunities. We worked a lot during the week as far as our O-middies getting back in the hole and defending, and I thought we did an excellent job of that. I think we gave up maybe 1 pseudo-transition goal. It was really when we caused, we had the turnover and our man up and came down and got caught subbing and didn't rotate well enough. But that was, I think, the biggest piece of our defense, our transition defense.
You mentioned their clearing. You were perfect in clears this week, and that's something that has been an issue at times this year for the Tigers.
It has, no doubt about that. But our guys, I think, have gotten more comfortable with our system, what we're trying to do, understanding where they need to be on the field, and more with our close guys and goalie, knowing where the guys are going to be and where we need to get the ball upfield, as safely as possible, and letting the athletes do the work, getting it up.
All right. Well, That will do it for this episode of the Tiger Lacrosse Report. Join us next time when we preview the Tigers game on the road against the Stags of Fairfield. For head coach Shawn Nadelen, I'm Spiro Morekas. Thanks for joining us, and as always, go Tigers.